for the fans. The glory for the pinstripes.
Look, I gotta tell you, the air up here in the Bronx feels even bit colder than usual for this time of late December. We are exactly 1 week away from New Year's Day 2025, and the gut feeling around the stadium is that the New York Yankees are operating at a speed that just doesn't sit right with the urgency this fan base demands every single day. So far, the only new face we've seen coming from outside the current roster is Cade Winquist, a right-handed pitcher we snagged in the Rule 5 draft from the St. Louis Cardinals. But let's be real for a second, that is absolutely peanuts for a franchise that's supposed to be hunting for a world championship ring. I've been hearing from my guys inside the building that the pressure is starting to cook, and the Japanese market, which looked like it was going to be our big-time saving grace this winter, just had a massive bucket of ice water dumped all over it. The name on every single person's lips was Tatsuya Imi, the 27-year-old absolute stud from the Saitama Seibu Lions. Everyone in the city thought he was a lock to be rocking the pinstripes next season. But the word I'm getting right now, coming straight from the legendary Jack Curry over at the Yes Network, is that there is no chemistry between Imai and the Yankees. It is a short, punchy phrase, but man, it weighs a total ton when you think about what's happening behind the scenes in the front office. The cold, hard truth of the matter is that the Yankees haven't even sat down across a table with Imai yet. Aaron Boone laid it all out there and admitted that this meeting hasn't happened, and honestly, he sounded like he wasn't even sure if it was ever going to happen at all. That is beyond concerning when you take a long look at what Imai pulled off in 2025 over in Japan, posting a microscopic ERA of just 1.92 across 24 starts as a frontline pitcher. The guy was absolutely electric, fanning nearly 10 batters per 9 innings with a power arm that belongs in the Bronx. And why does this news sting so much right now? Because our starting rotation is basically in total shambles before we even throw a single warm-up pitch in spring training. Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon are both going to miss the jump of the season while they try to recover from their respective surgeries. And Clark Schmidt, forget about it. We won't see him back on a big league mound until well after the All-Star game. If you're a die-hard, pinstripe-bleeding fan like I am, you know that heading into April relying on a bunch of bullpen patches or unproven arms is a high-wire act that usually ends in disaster for the greatest sports franchise on the face of the earth. Since you're right here getting the real insider scoop from someone who lives, breathes, and eats Yankees baseball 24/7, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel and hit those notifications, because we bring the fastest updates and the most reliable analysis you're going to find anywhere on the web. I honestly feel like the front office is playing a very dangerous game of high-stakes poker right now, just sitting back and waiting for the market to drop or praying to the baseball gods that a solution is somehow going to manifest from inside the clubhouse. But when you have a top-tier talent like Imai available on the open market, with numbers that are that dominant on the international stage, not even taking the time to sit down with the guy's agent feels like a strategic blunder of massive proportions. The fans in this city expected aggression this winter, especially with the glaring, massive holes left by the injuries to our top of the rotation guns. What I'm seeing instead is a trend of being way too cautious, a sort of hesitation that could come back to bite us extremely hard once the calendar turns to May and June. Imai is 27 years old, right in the heart of his prime, and he would be the absolute perfect fit to steady a group that currently looks as fragile as a house of cards in a windstorm. The math is simple and the analysis is even simpler. Without a healthy Cole and a healthy Rodon, our ceiling as a team drops big time. Just trusting that a guy like Winquest or some other young prospect is going to hold it down in New York City with all the soul-crushing pressure this town puts on you is just asking for a world of trouble. The impact of this standing still is felt immediately by every single fan from Manhattan to the Bronx. We want to see this team acting like the real Yankees again, the evil empire that doesn't settle for anything less than pure excellence and absolute dominance. By dismissing this chemistry with a guy like Imai, the club is signaling to the world that they might be looking in a different direction. But the question that everyone is screaming is, where exactly are you looking? If it isn't Imai, who on earth is going to carry the heavy load through those cold games in April and May? We simply cannot accept a season full of what-ifs and excuses before the first pitch is even thrown at the stadium. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters in this town is the W's, and without healthy elite-level starters, the road to championship number 28 gets a whole lot cloudier by the day. What do you guys honestly think about the front office not even taking a meeting with a talent like Imai? Is this just a case of overconfidence in the guys we have, or is this a fatal strategic mistake given the situation with Cole and Rodon? I need you to sound off in the comments right now. I want to hear every single one of your takes on this move. Keep it locked right here at Yankees Fan Central for the quickest updates and the deep dive professional analysis you won't find on any other channel. Catch you later.